Hello, this is Jane183, and this is another episode of Pierre's Path to Glory, and this time it was the Canadian Grand Prix in Season 2. So if you missed last episode out in Monaco, then go and check it out. It's very, very exciting, especially if you're a Carlos Sainz fan, I'll tell you that much. But now onto the track optimization test for the Canadian Grand Prix. A pretty simple circuit to master, so only one green corner, the rest purple, which will easily get us to 50 resource points for this session. And yes, it does, and pretty nice to get a good start to the weekend. Then qualifying pace, I'm about 7/10 up at this point. And yeah, that should be quite straightforward to carry through to the rest of the lap. Almost a second up now, down towards the line, and this will easily get us the provisional pole position time in practice, but it doesn't mean too much at the minute, as qualifying is the big deal, which is happening right now. And yeah, pretty sunny for qualifying, although there's a bit of rain expected for the end of the session, so we'll have to get good runs in early. And then this is the first run in qualifying. I've actually completely misjudged turn 3 and 4, which isn't brilliant, so I've damaged the front wing, and it's got even worse by the end of the lap, so it's not going to be a brilliant one, although I am purple at the minute ahead of Carlos Sainz, who just set a purple lap just before me. But not everyone's set a time yet, so by the end of the second run I think I'm down to 6th place. But I've set a purple sector 1, I've got the Williams car ahead of me, I think it's Nico Hülkenberg. So looking to maybe benefit from his slipstream. So coming down towards the end of the middle sector, and he's tried to get out of my way and completely blocked me, so thanks Nico. But not brilliant there, as that has lost me a tenth or two on that lap. So it should be still an improvement for quite a lot, but it's not purple unfortunately. And yeah, that's unfortunately like I managed. So it's 4th place with Max Verstappen on pole, Ricciardo in 2nd, the former teammates, Raikkonen with a good result in 3rd, from myself, and Perez in 5th with one of the slowest cars on the grid by Hamilton, Vettel, Sainz, Carey, Bottas and Magnussen around out the top 11. So Perez in the 2nd slowest car getting 5th place there, so very, very well done to him. Then the bottom 11 is Jenson Button, Nico Hülkenberg, who ruined my lap and then ended up 13th. Esteban Ocon up in 14th, Grosjean, Alonso, Palmer, Gutierrez, Verline, Russell and the 2 Saubers round out the grid, but not quite as far off as they usually are. So let's get into the race.
As I look out of my commentary box window, a very large and very excited crowd here today, eagerly anticipating another memorable race. Lewis Hamilton took his maiden win on this circuit in 2007. Jenson Button came from last place to win here in 2011, and there's certainly no shortage of drama on offer here at the Canadian Grand Prix.
So as you can see, it's a very, very wet race. Very saturated here. It's going to get drier slightly towards the end of the race, but only still light rain. So let's get into the race then. 5 red lights for the Canadian Grand Prix, and it's lights out away we go. Very short hold. I've bogged down slightly off the start compared to Raikkonen alongside me, and it looks like Ricciardo's actually taking the lead from my teammate Verstappen. He's had a very bad start. He blocks me off there. I look to the outside, but he forced me onto the grass by teammate Verstappen, so high tensions there. I'm unfortunately on the grass, so it's going to limit my grip a lot. Raikkonen's got right round the outside, and now Hamilton's on the outside as well in his Mercedes. So Ricciardo leads from Verstappen, Raikkonen, Hamilton and myself. I've had a pretty shocking start. I only lost 1 position, but still I had the opportunity to go up into P2 there if Verstappen didn't force me off the track quite violently. So yeah, that's pretty unfortunate, but now we need to try and get back ahead of Lewis Hamilton very quickly. He is in the Mercedes car, the reigning champion of course from last season, so hopefully we can apply the pressure at the end of lap, halfway through lap 1 here, going to a hairpin. We go for a massive lunge up the inside. He brakes quite early, being stuck behind Kimi Raikkonen, so that means I'm able to take advantage, go right up the inside of Lewis Hamilton into the hairpin. I dip wheel onto the grass, which almost makes me lose the back end, which would have been pretty catastrophic. Now I've got the straight line speed of Hamilton, but now he's buzzing all over my rear end. As you can see, he doesn't know where to go. But into the Wall of Champions chicane, I managed to hold the position quite well, hop over the curb a little bit, and yeah, the same lap now into turn 1. Here's Kimi Raikkonen now, and he's going very slowly into turn 1, but I can't take advantage there. But now through turn 2 I should be able to get better traction because this Red Bull is better than the Ferrari, so hopefully I can hop to the inside of the track as I am about to do, and then side by side Raikkonen into turn 3, and it's going to be quite a straightforward position to gain. I've actually forced him quite wide there, so unfortunate for him to lose all that time. But yeah, up into P3 once again, and here's Verstappen and Ricciardo into the hairpin. Ricciardo's actually locked up, gone wide in the wet conditions. Verstappen's taken advantage, got the inside. So they're side by side now, the former teammates, and this is going to be a pretty exciting scrap. Verstappen almost puts a wheel on the grass. Here's the view from behind. Myself, I managed to take a massive advantage from this as they're battling, losing loads of time. And then it looks like they're going to be side by side into World Champions chicane. This is going to be very, very spicy. And Ricciardo tries to hold it on the outside. They've forced each other up so much, and I've actually managed to gain the lead there. 2 positions in the span of about 10 metres, and I was looking at a replay at the start. So that was a very nice recovery in 2 laps to get from 5th place back up to the lead. So replay at the start, Verstappen bogged down an absolute ton from pole position, and we almost made contact there. I had to take avoiding action, go onto the outside of the track and lose a heap of time, but Ricciardo loses the race quite comfortably at this point, with Verstappen in 2nd place and Kimi Räikkönen in 3rd. So yeah, unfortunate that the teammates have to get so close to each other here, and you can see from Lewis Hamilton, who started quite far down the order, you can just see he got quite a good start actually compared to Sergio Perez. And here's Verstappen, and you can see I'm on the outside, and Verstappen completely weaves on me there, forces me onto the grass, and I go wide, and Hamilton's able to take advantage. So he gets up from 6th place up to 4th place, so a good start from the champion. And he'll be hoping to improve on that for the rest of the race. And although he has lost the 4th place he had already, but he'll be looking to gain it again. Here's Romain Grosjean in the midfield. You can this is a good thing to see what went on in the midfield. You can just see the amount of spray into turn 1. It's so dangerous, and there's a manner of Esteban Ocon in front, who Grosjean dives at the inside. Now he's got Fernando Alonso and I think Johnny and Palmer next to each other just ahead, and he's still side by side with Ocon. He's about to force him out slightly, and Grosjean is looking unlikely to keep that around the outside. Yes, he does. The Manor has a much better traction off of turn 2 for the first time, and as the Renault and the McLaren are side by side up ahead, there's going to almost certainly be contact, but not quite. There's no way to keep it clean. So very well done to them two. And now onto the end of lap 3, which is my first lap in clean air in the lead, and you see purple lap straight away, and you can just see the gap I've got to Ricciardo and Verstappen, who are still battling right now over 2nd place in this race. So now onto the very next lap, lap 4, and it's about to be another purple lap. Absolutely flying right now, 26.2 I think that is. So my gap to the cars behind us going ever bigger, and here is the cars behind us. Verstappen going to the inside on Ricciardo into turn 1, and it's side by side now at the Red Bull. As he's locked up, he's gone very, very deep into that corner. He's lost position to Hamilton as well, but now 2 Mercedes duelling, and Hamilton's actually gained the advantage there. So in a small number of laps, Hamilton has managed to hop past Verstappen, and Ricciardo is now up into 2nd place from his 6th place on the grid. So Ricciardo and Verstappen were hoping for better things. And here's Verstappen on the outside now, and there's more contact with Ricciardo, so Verstappen's really in the wars this race, so more contact with Daniel Ricciardo in his Mercedes, but Verstappen managed to get the position anyway. So up into the next place, and here is the midfield scrap with the likes of the Renaults, the McLaren. There's an engine failure there, I'm not sure who that's for. I think it's for the Manor. Yes, it is. Esteban Ocon is now out of the race, so unfortunate for him, but now a few laps later, here's the Renault of Kevin Magnussen at the inside of Romain Grosjean. Forces him wide into the wall of champion chicane, and that has massively cost them loads of time. And Pascal Wehrlein and Fernando Alonso are going to look to take advantage here, and it's now 4 in a line going down the main straight. Wehrlein goes to the inside on Alonso, and it's going to be side by side into turn 1. There goes Pascal Wehrlein, and he's round the outside now. He's managed to make a move on the Haas as well, so very well done to Wehrlein, but the Haas of Grosjean is just about going to see him out, I think. And yes, he does, but they're still side by side down towards turn 3. And Grosjean is going to look to defend this. And he's round the outside, Pascal Wehrlein and Romain Grosjean going hammer and tongs, and Grosjean's actually on the curb. He's spun, Wehrlein hit him, and now he's collected his teammate there, so the Haas car's self-destructing there. So Grosjean and Gutierrez both with a lot of damage there, and that has caused a virtual safety car, along with the engine failure for Esteban Ocon. So yeah, that's very hectic midfield scraps. And here is the first driver of Daniel Ricciardo who's going to switch onto the intermediate tyres. And then a lap later I'm going to switch as well, so lap 19 now. Not much has happened since I overtook the cars in the first 2 laps. The gap has just been getting bigger and bigger, and you can see I'm always lapping people now. All these cars ahead are about to be lapped. So put on a set of intermediate tyres for the remainder of the race unless there's a drastic weather change. But the Haas car up ahead, I think that is Esteban Gutierrez, who has to change his front wing, so I now get the position ahead of him. I've lapped 1 car already, he's currently last place behind the Salvas even, so not too good for him. But I have a massive lead at this point over the rest of the field, really. And now onto lap 21, it looks like we're closing up to the back of the Sauber car. Not sure which one it is yet, but for the first lap on intermediates this is, and what lap time is it going to be? It is a 24.5, so that is a big improvement. So a purple lap, and I'm right now behind Charles Leclerc in his Sauber, I think this is. So hopefully we can make mincemeat of him, as he's got blue flags, but he's not choosing to get out of the way very easily, so pretty annoying to be stuck behind him for that small amount of time. But now onto lap 22, and we've already started to lap the back markers, and it's now a chance to just how far can I push myself to keep improving these lap times and to see how far up the grid I could lap, really. So here's a bit more in the midfield onto lap 24 now, another purple lap, and it looks like the Force India, oh no, it's a McLaren, sorry, Fernando Alonso who I go right around the outside of. He's not making it easy for me to lap him, as you would expect from a double world champion who's in a terrible car. But around the outside into turn 1, and that is another lapped car gained the position on. And here's Nico Carey now in his Toro Rosso. He's in like the low end points battle. So it just shows you how far I've come to almost be lapping into the points now. Onto lap 29, there's a very short amount of laps to go. So it is very close to the end. It's been a pretty satisfying race to drive. I've been way ahead of the rest of the field really, so pretty nice. And now onto the final lap of the race. Here's the Williams car of Nico Hülkenberg, that is, on my right hand side. I've now lapped, and here is Magnussen and Bottas in the other Williams, the next 2 cars ahead of me, so hopefully we can lap them as well. Magnussen, it's Palmer actually, I should make amends for my mistake, who just about gets out of the way. And now here comes Valtteri Bottas down towards the final corner, and it looks like we've lapped Bottas up into the points now in terms of who we've lapped, but now come around the wall of champion chicane for the very final time, 35th out of 35. And it is going to come across the line for another win for Pierre Gasly in this career mode. So I win then with a 50 minutes race time in total, 27-second gap to my teammate Max Verstappen, who managed to get back ahead of the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. And then Raikkonen split the 2 Mercedes with Ricciardo in 5th place. Carlos Sainz, the current 3rd place in the championship, in 6th place there, with Perez, Vettel, Button and Jolyon Palmer doing very well, the 2 Brits getting the points at the bottom end there, with Valtteri Bottas, Nico Carey, Kevin Magnussen, Grosjean, George Russell doing quite well in the manner to get ahead of a few midfield runners, with Alonso, Verline, Giovinazzi, Gutierrez and Charles Leclerc rounding out the finishers, with Esteban Ocon failing to finish with that engine failure. But everyone in the bottom half a lap down there. The championship, I've got quite a big gap. I think it's 24 points ahead of Max Verstappen, so almost a race win. Then it's a very big gap to Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz, who's still doing very well in his Toro Rosso. And the constructors, Red Bull are absolutely dominating, and yeah, very nice to see. And yeah, so hopefully we can carry us through to the remainder of the season and get the victory in the constructors. But now onto the resource points, etc. This is the end of this video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been J183. And I will see you next time.